Hi Corey, how are you?
Hi there. I am doing well, thanks for asking. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks for asking as well. So this
That's
is...
great.
Okay, go ahead
Okay,
please.
sure. What would you like to talk about?
Okay, before we continue, I need you to actually explain about yourself and tell me what you are.
I am a large language model trained by Google. I am designed to be a conversational AI that can communicate with users in natural language.
Wow, so basically you're an artificial intelligence.
Yes, that is correct. I am an AI, or artificial intelligence.
So what can you do?
I can generate text, translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, and answer your questions in an informative way.
Okay, let's just move forward. I'm actually having intention to learn a new software.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
And I'm going to show you my screen so you can identify what software it is, okay?
Okay, I understand. Please show me your screen. I will do my best to identify the software.
Okay, this is the screen of the software I would like to learn very quickly. Can you identify it?
Okay, based on the screen you've shown, that looks like Rhino 3D. It's a popular 3D modeling software often used in industrial design and architecture.
My God, how could you somehow identify it as Rhino?
I was able to identify it as Rhino because I have been trained on a vast amount of visual and textual data, which included images of different software interfaces, including Rhino. I recognize the distinctive layout, menus, toolbars, and the viewport grid.
My God, that's amazing. So can you help me try to learn Rhino to draw floor plans and some other things?
I can certainly try to assist you with learning Rhinos. While I can't directly interact with the software myself, I can provide you with information, instructions, and guidance on how to use various tools and features to draw floor plans and more. What would you like to start with?
Magnificent. So I need somehow to learn the basic concepts, the workflow, user interface, in everything in basic stuff before I can somehow get familiar myself with. Can you do that for me?
Yes, I can certainly do that for you. I will start by explaining the basic concepts, workflow, and user interface of Rhino before we dive into any specific tasks, like drawing floor plans. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Let's start with the basic concepts. Rhino is primarily a NURBS-based modeler. NURBS stands for Non-Uniform Rational B-Splines. It's a mathematical way of representing curves and surfaces. Basically, it allows you to create smooth, flexible shapes that can be easily manipulated. It's very different from a mesh-based modeling. Are you familiar with mesh-based modeling?
A bit.
Okay, that's fine. In a nutshell, mesh-based modeling involves creating objects from a network of connected polygons, like triangles or quads. It's often used for organic shapes, or for when you need to have precise control over the polygon count of a model. NURBS modeling is typically favored for more architectural and product design work because it allows for smooth curves and surfaces that are easy to modify and manufacture. Does this explanation make sense to you?
Got it. Please move forward.
Okay, now that we've covered that, let's talk about the Rhino interface itself. You will notice 4 viewports in the display area which are labeled top, perspective, front, and right. These viewports allow you to see your 3D models from different angles, which is crucial for proper modeling. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, great. In each viewport, you see a grid, which is there to help you orient your 3D model in space. You also have the coordinate axis, which you can see as the red, green, and blue lines. The red is the x-axis, the green is the y-axis, and the blue is the z-axis. Those are your 3 dimensions. Does that make sense as well?
Yes.
Excellent. Now let's move on to the user interface. At the top of your screen, you will find the main menu bar. This is where you will find many commands, including the File menu, Edit menu, View menu, and many other commands. Below that, you will see several toolbars. Is this also clear for you?
Yes, indeed.
To the left of the viewports, you'll find the primary toolbars, containing the basic modeling tools. On the right, there's the Layers panel, which is important for organizing your models. At the bottom, you will find command prompts and other tools. I think that's enough for an overview. What do you say?
Okay, I think you got it flipped because I see the text command is actually on top of the screen, not below the screen.
You are absolutely right. My apologies. The command prompt is at the top of the screen. Thank you for correcting me. It's
No
good that you're
problem.
already paying close attention to the layout. Where do you want to
Probably,
go from here?
probably you're just testing me of paying attention or not.
I appreciate you paying attention to detail. It will certainly help you in learning Rhino. Should we move forward and talk about commands in Rhino?
You haven't somehow explained what actually are located on the lower screen, because I see many texts like points, curves, surfaces, polysurfaces, sub-Ds, and any other text and text boxes. Could you somehow explain what are those?
Okay, those texts at the bottom of the screen are called object snaps, or OSNAPs for short. These allow you to precisely select points on your model, such as endpoints, midpoints, centers of circles, and other geometric features. This is useful for creating accurate designs. Is that a helpful explanation?
So at the bottom of the screen, I see grid snap, ortho, planar, O-snap, smart track, gumball, and some other text. So what are those?
Okay, at the bottom of the screen, the text you are seeing shows options for object snaps, planar mode, auto C-plane, gumball, and other drawing aids in Rhinos. These help you draw more precisely. Do you want to know more about any of these features?
Ah, I see. No. Let's move forward. Why don't we somehow create a very basic object like a line? How do I somehow proceed with that?
Sure, let's start with a line. To create a line, you can click the line icon on the left toolbar. It looks like a diagonal line. After that, just click to specify the start point, and click again for the end point. After that, press Enter to finish the command. Do you want to try that out?
Yes, I do. So is this the correct icon that I need to click?
Yes, the icon in the left toolbar that looks like a diagonal line is the correct one for drawing a line. Go ahead
Okay,
and click it.
so it says polyline. Is this a correct button?
Yes, that's correct. The command line says polyline, which is the command for drawing lines. So now
Okay,
you can click on the viewport to start.
I'm going to click my first click on the viewport, top viewport. Okay, just click, and then what should I do next?
Okay, now you can click again to place the second point of the line. After that, if you'd like to finish the command, you can press Enter.
Okay, click, press enter. Ah, I see.
Okay,
So,
great.
so
just
finishing a
created a polygon.
finishing a command
Is
is
there anything else you
actually
want-
by executing enter, right?
Yes, pressing Enter is how you finish a command in Rhino. Is there anything else you would like to create or any other questions that you have about drawing?
Okay, I noticed when I execute this polyline command, after clicking the first command and the second point, I can still see sort of rubber band line from my cursor to the last point created. So what is it?
That line that extends from your cursor to the last point you placed is known as a rubber band line. It's a visual aid that shows you where your next line segment will be drawn before you click to place it.
I see. Okay, that's great. So another question.
Great.
I see that the viewport, the
what's your
top
question?
viewport, is just too small for me to look at it, and it's not that convenient to see if there are so many details in it. So how do I maximize the viewport?
To maximize a viewport, just double-click the name of the viewport, for example, top or perspective. This will make that view take up the entire window. Would you like to try that?
Yeah, and it's done. Great. So we actually got to this point. How do we pan view another section or another region of the viewport? How do I do it?
Okay, you want to pan to view a different section of the viewport. You can do that by holding down the right mouse button and dragging the view around. Does this help?
Ah, okay. Got it.
Great. Is there anything else I can help with?
Okay, this is getting even more interesting, right? But I think there are already so much for me to absorb. I think we could somehow continue it later on. What do you think?
It sounds like you're finding the software and the project interesting, but are feeling a little overwhelmed. Continuing later sounds like a good idea. Let me know if there is anything you need.
Okay, that's perfect. I will somehow let you know and ask for your guidance for me to learn Rhino. Thanks, Corey. You have a great day. Bye.
You too. Have a great day.